Namaskar. Today we will study the hypothalamic factors and the pituitary hormones. As you know, the pituitary gland has three lobes: the anterior pituitary, the posterior pituitary, and the intermediate lobe of the pituitary gland. Hypothalamus regulates the secretion of hormones from anterior pituitary and intermediate lobe of pituitary. So the anterior pituitary hormones are growth hormone, adrenocorticotrophic hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, and prolactin. The hormone of intermediate lobe is melanocyte stimulating hormone. So these hormone secretion is regulated by the factors released from hypothalamus. So hypothalamus secretes a factor which acts on this either anterior pituitary or intermediate lobe to secrete all these hormones. So we will discuss that what are the factors from hypothalamus and when they act on the pituitary gland, which hormone is secreted and what is the function. And we will also discuss the analogues and antagonists of all those factors or the hormones and what is their use. So the first hypothalamic factor is your growth hormone releasing factor. Growth hormone releasing factor acts on the anterior pituitary to secrete growth hormone. And the functions of growth hormone are it regulates growth, increases protein synthesis, increases blood sugar, stimulates lipolysis. So growth and metabolism is the function of your growth hormone. The analog of growth hormone are called as your somatropin. Similarly, the analog of growth hormone releasing factors are called as sormorelin or somatorelin, and these sormorelin and somatorelins are used as a diagnostic test for growth hormone secretion. Then hormones with opposite action of growth hormone are called as somatomedins or insulin-like growth factors. They act on IGF-1 receptor to promote lipogenesis and increase glucose uptake by muscle. So the opposite action. Then growth hormone release inhibiting factor are called as somatostatins. They inhibit the secretion of growth hormone and other hormones. They inhibit the secretion of TSH, inhibit the secretion of prolactin, inhibit the secretion of insulin glucagon, inhibit gastrointestinal secretions. Octreotide is a long-acting synthetic analog of your somatostatin. Then third hypothalamic factor is corticotrophin releasing factor. Corticotrophin is nothing but your ACTH. So corticotrophin releasing factor acts on anterior pituitary to secrete adrenocorticotrophic hormone or ACTH. ACTH maintains the integrity of adrenal cortex. It also stimulates the secretion of adrenal cortical hormones like glucocorticoids, mineralocorticoids, and sex steroids. This cortex has three layers: zona glomerulosa, zona fasciculata, and zona reticulata. And we can see the zona glomerulosa is the outermost layer which secretes mineralocorticoids like aldosterone. Zona fasciculata is the middle layer which secretes glucocorticoids like cortisone, hydrocortisone. And zona reticulata is the innermost layer which secretes the sex hormones like progesterone, estrogen, and androgen. Then the third hypothalamic factor is your thyrotrophin releasing factor. Thyrotrophin is your thyroid stimulating hormone. So it acts on anterior pituitary to secrete thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH or thyrotrophin. And the function of thyroid stimulating hormone is it acts on the thyroid gland to secrete the thyroid hormones T3 and T4. T3 is triiodothyronine and T4 is thyroxine. It also maintains integrity of the thyroid gland. The analog of ACTH is tetracosactide, and the analog of thyrotrophin releasing hormone is protirelin. Next factor is the gonadotrophin releasing hormone or gonadotrophin releasing factor. The analogues are called gonadorelins. A few examples are nafarelin, buserelin, goserelin, triptorelin, and they act on anterior pituitary to secrete follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. Follicle stimulating hormone acts on the ovary in female to stimulate the growth of ovum and the Graafian follicle. So follicle stimulating hormone helps in development of many follicles, out of which only one follicle will fully develop, that is your Graafian follicle, from which ovum is released. In male, it helps in spermatogenesis. Then luteinizing hormone in female causes ovulation. So once the ovum is there, ovum is released by the action of luteinizing hormone, and the Graafian follicle is converted to corpus luteum, and this corpus luteum continues to secrete progesterone, and this Graafian follicle secretes estrogen. In male, luteinizing hormone regulates testosterone secretion, and both FSH and LH stimulate the secretion of estrogen throughout the menstrual cycle and progesterone in the second half. So the analogues of gonadotrophin releasing hormone like nafarelin, buserelin, goserelin, triptorelin, they are used as ovulating agent and used in the treatment of female on infertility caused by lack of ovulation. And this folitropin is an analog of your follicle stimulating hormone. This can also be used as your ovulating agent. And inhibitors of gonadotropin releasing hormone are the danazol, which can be used in sex hormone dependent conditions. The next hypothalamic factor is the prolactin releasing factor, which acts on the anterior pituitary to secrete prolactin, and the function of prolactin is to promote development of mammary tissue during pregnancy, and it also stimulates milk production in the postpartum period. Prolactin release inhibiting factor is the next hypothalamic factor which inhibits the prolactin release. So prolactin releasing factor increases the release of prolactin. Prolactin release inhibiting factor inhibits the release of prolactin, and dopamine acts like your prolactin release inhibiting factor. So dopamine agonist or dopamine 2 receptor agonist inhibit prolactin release. For example, bromocriptine, cabergoline, which is the long-acting drug. Whereas dopamine 2 receptor antagonists increase the prolactin release. So the antipsychotic drugs like phenothiazines, like chlorpromazine, butyrophenones like haloperidol, droperidol, they increase the prolactin release and can cause hyperprolactinemia, and which leads to gynecomastia in male, and in female it causes galactorrhea. So the dopamine agonist which inhibit prolactin release can be used in treatment of hyperprolactinemia, acromegaly, and in Parkinsonism also. They are also used in Parkinsonism. So as far as prolactin is concerned, so the dopamine agonist can be used in the treatment of hyperprolactinemia caused by dopamine antagonists. Then the last two factors are your melanocyte stimulating hormone releasing factor, MSH releasing factor, and MSH release inhibiting factor. So they act on the intermediate lobe of pituitary. MSH releasing factor acts on the intermediate lobe of pituitary to secrete MSH or melanocyte stimulating hormone, which can be of three types: alpha, beta, and gamma. They promote the formation of melanin, which is the skin pigment, which causes the darkening of skin. In addition, it also causes or regulates the feeding, and it also has anti-inflammatory action. And MSH release inhibiting factor inhibits the release of MSH. So this is all about the hypothalamic factors. There are total 9 hypothalamic factors which act, out of them 7 act on anterior pituitary and 2 act on your intermediate lobe of pituitary, and they either release or inhibit the release of hormones. Thank you.